Good afternoon, students. Today we will discuss about time varying fields, Maxwell's equations. Before going to discuss about the Maxwell's equations, first of all I want to introduce myself. This is Dr. KVST Sharma, Professor, BBC Engineering College, Autonomous Waterloo. Maxwell's equations are very popular and they are known as electromagnetic field equations. So what are the outlines of this Maxwell's equations? In this Maxwell's equations, we are going to discuss about Faraday's laws of electromagnetic induction, continuity equation for time varying fields, inconsistency of Ampere's law, Maxwell's equations in different differential and integral forms, boundary conditions for time varying fields. So, before going to start about the Maxwell's equations, James Clerk Maxwell, he is a Scottish physicist from 1831 to 1879, was a professor at Cambridge University, England. He published the first unified theory of electricity and magnetism, founded the science of electromagnetism, and formulated the relations between the electric and magnetic fields. These are the laws of Gauss, Faraday, and Ampere's. In 1884, Oliver Heaviside and Willard Gibbs used vector calculus to reformulate the Maxwell's equations systems into a simple representation. Before going to discuss about the Maxwell's equations, once again we have to recall about the electrostatic field and magnetostatic field. Static electric fields has applications in CROs for deflecting charged particles or in inkjet printers to increase the speed of printing and the print quality and development of electrostatic voltmeters. These are the application areas of electrostatic fields. Magnetostatic fields. Static magnetic field has an application in the magnetic separators to separate the magnetic materials from non-magnetic materials. In cyclotrons for imparting high energy to charged particles in velocity selectors and mass separators. Electromagnetic fields in their time varying form constitute the electromagnetic waves. These are useful in all communications and radar systems. So these are the main application areas of electromagnetic waves. In fact, the electromagnetic waves carries of information mainly in free space between the transmitter and the receiver, as we know that the electromagnetic wave formation or production. The field parameters like EHdB, electric field strength, magnetic field strength, electric flux and magnetic flux in static form are to be represented. As we know that there are three types of coordinate systems, how these parameters are to be represented. E, H, D, B are to be represented in Cartesian coordinate system or the rectangular coordinate system in the form of X, Y, Z. And in the cylindrical coordinate system they are to be represented as rho, phi, Z. And in the spherical coordinate system they are to be represented as r, theta, phi. Time varying fields. This is the most important one and that is our concept. Time varying fields. These electric and magnetic field strengths constitutes the electromagnetic waves which have wide applications in all the communication, radar and also in the biomedical engineering. These electric and magnetic fields are to be represented as well as X, Y, Z including with the time. So in these applications, time varying fields are the more practical values than the static electric and magnetic fields. It may be noted that the electrostatic fields are usually produced by the static charges, and magnetic fields are to be produced by the motion of electric charges with uniform velocity, or the static magnetic charges, namely called magnetic dipoles. And on the other hand, we may discuss time varying fields constituent the electromagnetic waves are produced by time varying currents, that is, any pulsating current produces the radiation fields which are nothing but the time varying fields. In briefly, we are saying that the static charges produces the electrostatic fields, static magnetic charges or the magnetic dipoles produces the magnetostatic fields. Time varying currents produces the electromagnetic waves or the electromagnetic fields. So from that we know that these electromagnetic field equations or the Maxwell's equations, which are to be useful in the are applicable in the communication system and as well as in the radar system and etc. So what are the fundamental laws of this electrostatic and magnetostatic fields? As we have discussed previously that the fundamental laws of electrostatics. So circular integral of E dot dl is equal to 0, or otherwise circular integral of line integral of E dot dl is equal to minus of surface integral of B dot ds. Suppose if the same equation is to be represented in the differential form, it is to be called as del cross E is equal to 0, or otherwise del cross E is equal to minus B dot. So we know that why it is to be represented as 0 or minus B in the later. Next, the second equation of electrostatic law is circular surface integral of d dot ds is equal to volume integral of q dot dv, or otherwise called as circular surface integral of d dot ds is equal to volume integral of rho v dot dv. And suppose the same equation is to be represented in the differential form, del dot d is equal to QEV, or otherwise rho v. And these are the main important points of electrostatic equation. These are the Maxwell's equations in the electrostatic field. So these are to be very useful by knowing about the constituent law of d bar is equal to epsilon into E bar. While you are going for the magnetostatic laws, circular surface integral of h dot dl is equal to surface integral of j dot ds, or otherwise it is to be represented as circular line integral of h dot dl is equal to surface integral of d dot plus j into ds. And it is to be represented in the differential form del cross which is equal to j. And circular surface integral of b dot ds is equal to 0, and it is to be represented in the differential form del dot b is equal to 0. So these are the magnetostatic Maxwell's equations. These are all to be obtained from the B is equal to mu h. So in this we are representing different parameters like h. H is nothing but the magnetic field strength, which is to be represented in the amperes per meter, and D is to be represented in the electric flux density, is to be in the C per meter square, and D dot is equal to dou D by dou T, that is equal to displacement electric current density amperes per meter square, and J is equal to the conduction current density ampere per meter square, and E is equal to electric field volt per meter, and B is equal to magnetic flux density Weber per meter square, or otherwise it is to be the Tesla. So if we observe that the Maxwell's equations here, and B dot is equal to minus dou B by dou T, time derivative of the magnetic flux density Weber per meter square seconds, and B dot is equal to magnetic current density Tesla per second, and rho V is equal to rho by E naught epsilon naught, that is nothing but the rho V. Rho V is equal to volume charge density C by M cube. Here dl is nothing but the differential length and ds is nothing but the differential area, whose directions are always outward normal to the surface. So from that we may represent the different Maxwell's equations. So suppose for example, if we discuss about the Maxwell's equations like this, del cross H is equal to dou d by dou t plus j. It is the Ampere's Maxwell's law. So what is the meaning of this law? The magnetomotive force around a closed path is equal to the sum of the electric displacement and conduction currents through any surface bounded by the path. And del cross E is equal to minus B dot. Minus B dot is nothing but minus dou B by dou t. It is nothing but the Faraday's law. So what is the meaning of this one? The electromotive force around a closed path is equal to the minus of the time derivative of the magnetic flux flowing through any surface bounded by the path. Or otherwise it may be defined like this also. The electromotive force around a closed path is equal to the flow of magnetic current through any surface bounded by the path. And third one is nothing but del dot D is equal to rho V. It is the Gauss law. So the total electric flux density in a closed surface is equal to the total charge inside the surface. And fourth law is nothing but del dot B, that is equal to 0. It is equal to the total magnetic flux passing through any closed surface is 0. So we may convert the Maxwell's equations from one form to the another form. So suppose for example, if we are representing the del cross E bar is equal to minus dou B by dou t bar, and del cross H is equal to j plus dou d by dou t, del dot D is equal to rho, del dot B is equal to 0. So we may convert this form into the integral form also. One form is to be considered into the another form. Suppose for example, if we consider one of the law, del dot B is equal to 0. So how this form is to be converting? So this is the fourth Maxwell's law, del dot B is equal to 0. So take integral on both sides. Then automatically the equation will become volume integral of del dot B dV is equal to 0. Applying the divergence theorem on the both sides, then applying the divergence theorem on the both sides, the LHS side, then volume integral of del dot B into dV is equal to circular surface integral of B dot ds. As we know that circular surface integral of B dot ds is to be circular into surface integral of B dot ds is equal to 0. So we may convert this form of equation into this form. So one form into the other form. We may convert the differential form into the integral form or integral form into the differential form. And suppose for example, if we go further, del dot D is equal to rho V. Take volume integral on the both sides. Volume integral of del dot J into dV is equal to volume integral of rho V dV. So applying divergence to the LHS part, volume integral of del dot J dV is equal to circular surface integral of d dot ds. That is equal to circular surface integral of d dot ds is equal to volume integral of rho V into dV. So we may convert that. This is the Gauss law for the electricity, and this is the Gauss law for the magnetism. So in these two cases we are discussing, or we are saying that it is a closed surface conditions we are considering. And next one is about the del cross E is equal to minus B dot. Take surface integral on the both sides. Circular surface integral of del cross E is equal to dot ds is equal to minus circular surface integral of B dot ds. So with respect to that, surface integral of del cross E ds is equal to circular integral of E dot dl. Circular integral of E dot dl is equal to what? Minus of circular surface and minus of surface integral of B dot ds. So then it is equal to this one. So from that we may convert this form into that. And Maxwell's Ampere's law. Del cross H is equal to d dot plus j. Take surface integrals on the both sides, and after that applying the Stokes theorem, then we may get circular line integral of h dot dl is equal to surface integral of d plus j ds. And now we are going to discuss about the Maxwell's equations in these are about the Maxwell's equations. These are Maxwell's equations which are to be represented in the static field. Del cross H is equal to J. Why? Because means dou d by dou t bar is equal to 0 for the static field. Why? Because means the time derivatives are zeros for the static field. So time derivatives are zeros for the static field. So then automatically these will become zeros. So with respect to the dou d by dou t bar is equal to 0, then del cross H is equal to J. And del cross E is equal to minus dou b by dou t. Minus dou b by dou t, then it is also the time derivative is to be 0 for the static field. So then automatically what happens? Del cross H is equal to J and del cross E is equal to 0. And del dot D is equal to rho V. Del dot D is equal to rho V, as similar that del dot D is equal to circular surface integral of d dot ds is equal to circular surface integral of d dot ds is equal to volume integral of rho v dv. Like that only del dot b is equal to 0. These are all about the Maxwell's equations in the static field. And what are the characteristics of the free space? As you already know about the free space. The free space characteristics are to be characterized as relative permittivity epsilon r is equal to 1 and relative permeability mu r is equal to 1 and the conductivity sigma is equal to 0 and the conduction current density J is equal to 0 and volume charge density rho v is equal to 0. And the intrinsic impedance or characteristic impedance is equal to 125 or 377 ohms. And Maxwell's equations in the free space that are to be represented as del cross H is equal to d dot and del cross E is equal to minus b dot, del dot D is equal to 0 and del dot B is equal to 0, as for that it has to be free space condition. And Maxwell's equations for the static field in the free space condition: del cross H is equal to 0 and del cross E is equal to 0, del dot D is equal to 0 and del dot B is equal to 0. Maxwell's equations are, we may represent that one in the phasor form also. Del cross H is equal to dou d by, actually suppose we are representing the Maxwell's equations here, del cross H is equal to dou d by dou t plus j, but here in the place of dou d by dou t we may write j omega d. Why? Because means the fields may represented in the phasor form, that means E bar is equal to m cos omega t and E bar is equal to m sin omega t. So where omega is equal to 2 pi f, f is equal to frequency variation of the field, and here em is nothing but the maximum field strength. So from that, in the place of dou d by dou t, we may write j omega d plus j. In the place of del cross E minus dou b by dou t, that is equal to minus j omega b, and del dot d is equal to rho v and del dot b is equal to 0 in the phasor form also. So after that, the electrostatic and magnetostatic and electromagnetostatic fields. In the static case, no time variation, the electric field is specified by E and D, and the magnetic field is specified by B and H, are described by the separate and independent set of equations. And what is electromagnetostatic? In the conducting medium, both electrostatic and magnetostatic fields can exist and are coupled through the Ohm's law. So J is equal to sigma E. Such a situation is to be called as the electromagnetostatic. In an electromagnetic field, the electric field is completely determined by the stationary charges present in the system, and the magnetic field is completely determined by the current. And the magnetic field does not enter into the calculation of the electric field, nor does the electric field enter into the calculation of the magnetic field. So there are three important experimental pillars are to be there for this electromagnetics. One is about the Coulomb's law, second one is about the Ampere's laws of force, and third one is about the Faraday's law. So what is Coulomb's law? Electric charges attract or repel each other as described by the Coulomb's law, and current carrying wires attract repel each other as described by the Ampere's law of force, and a magnetic field that change with the time induce the electromotive force as described by the Faraday's laws. We will continue the Faraday's laws and these experimental pillars of electromagnetics in the next session.